It's a great pleasure to meet all these amazing women and on stage and in front of me. And it's a prestigious day to be part of to start a district office. All of us in politics understand how important it is to us to establish office, our party office in the district. So it is a very proud moment for everybody here. And I really feel proud to share that beautiful memory with you, to share that proud moment with all these wonderful women here. And when Advocate Mr. Praveen Kumar was speaking here, he said that as soon as I was invited, I was happy to be part of this. A respected leader and a very good friend, Mr. Venugopal, he insisted that I have to be a part of this program, and I could never say no to him. So that is how I am here. And today, the DMK and the Congress, we have been fighting together to protect this nation, to keep this nation as our leaders, our forefathers dreamt what it should be. Every day in Parliament, against the union government, against the BJP, we stand together as one voice. We fought against the Work Board Amendment Bill. We fought against so many issues together. And Kerala and Tamil Nadu share a great, rich heritage, not just a literary heritage. We share much more than that. Together, we share a legacy of activism, of politics, of fighting for our rights, fighting for our identity, our language, our pride. We are two states which have not relented. We are two states proudly which stand in south of India, which will not allow the BJP, the fascist forces. We have stood against them, resisting and not giving in even a small bit. That is the greatness of Kerala and Tamil Nadu shared together. We've made great progress in other ways. Our health indicators, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, our health indicators are great. Our education enrollment figures are on par with developed nations. But more than all that, I think today our joint proud heritage is the way we are resisting the fascist forces. Because today we see when the Work Board Bill was passed, that too in the middle of the night, I'm sure our parliamentarian here was, because that is exactly what happened in the Rajya Sabha. They passed the Work-Off Bill, and after that, they took up discussion on Manipur. The opposition parties have been asking time and again to have a discussion about Manipur and what happened to our sisters and brothers there. But the union government refused. எத்தனை முறை கேட்டாலும் முடியாது முடியாது என்ற பதிலை மட்டும்தான் அவர்கள் சொல்லிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். But after the bill was passed, after 2 o'clock in Parliament, in the middle of the night, they take up, give us 1 hour. When practically nobody is there in Parliament, they give us time to discuss Manipur. That is the respect they have for our people. People of this country, the women of this country who are suffering. Till today, the great Prime Minister of India, who has time to travel all over the world, has not found time to step into Manipur. One by one, we see them taking up the RSS agenda. And just because they have a brute majority, not just a majority on their own, but a majority supported, because the people did not trust them enough in this country to give them a total majority. This is a majority which they draw from their alliance partners. And with that, today they manage to bulldoze, in spite of all the opposition, in spite of the people of this country opposing it. Today they are breaking the secular credentials, the secular spirit of this country. We should understand that it will not stop here. It is not that they care about the Hindus of this country. The Hindu philosophy which the BJP adopts is only a political philosophy which suits their politics. It is not that they care about the people, whether they are Hindus, Muslims or Christians. It has to be a country which understands them. So the entire country has to speak Hindi, so that their leaders can communicate, so that their language can be understood. And what they bring as culture will be imposed on people in Tamil Nadu, in Kerala, in Manipur, in Maharashtra, in Andhra, Telangana, Karnataka, everywhere. They can understand their language. And the Hindutva they are trying to impose does not celebrate the beautiful different colors the Hindu philosophy has, or the different customs of this country. Every part of this nation has its own way of worship. How people worship in Kerala is not the same as what people in Maharashtra do. But this country has celebrated that. But today, what the BJP says as Hindutva is something which is alien to us. We don't know. People in different states don't understand the kind of Hinduism and the kind of Hindutva they are trying to impose on us. They want to take away the diversity in our culture, in our languages. And finally, it is for one election, one party, and for that single party to have power unendingly. This is the only philosophy BJP understands. They threaten us in whatever possible way. They use all the government agencies, IT, ED, whatever they have under their control, they use it against the governments. And any government which is not a BJP government does not get finance. Today, Tamil Nadu has been starved for finance. The Narega scheme, which was brought under the UPA government, because Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, the respected leader, she was behind that bill. She was behind that scheme. Today they want to stop it slowly. None of us, including Tamil Nadu, Kerala, we don't get funds. It is for the rural poor people. But in Tamil Nadu, we have not got funds for more than 5 months. And we are not able to pay the people for their work. That is because the state is against their philosophy. That is against our chief minister will not sign the national education policy which insists that we have to, Tamil Nadu has always been exempted from the 3-language policy. We do not want to lose our language to anybody. Nobody can force us to learn another language which we do not want to learn. We do not want to give up our great culture. We are not less than anybody else. So we do not accept anything being imposed on us. And only because we resist, Kerala resists, Tamil Nadu resists, Telangana resists, today they are not giving us the finances which the union government is supposed to give the state governments. Their agenda is nothing for the people of this country. Every single scheme program is to take away the right of the states, is to interfere in the rights of the states. And they say that they respect women. If they really respect women, why is it that the union government refuses even to have a discussion about what happened to Manipur and the women in Manipur? Is this a respect you have for women? And they want to cheat the women of this country by saying, we have brought 33% reservation for the women of this country. They know very well that the 33% reservation which the UPA government passed could be implemented as soon as it was passed. But the reservation which they have passed in the Lok Sabha will never be implemented. It is after the caste census, it is after the delimitation. We already have started going against the delimitation. Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Karnataka, Punjab, Orissa, and so many other states will not accept the delimitation. So when will this 33% ever be implemented? They are only bringing bills to cheat the people of this country, to cheat the women of this country. So together, we have a duty. This is much beyond politics. This is much beyond, our duty is much beyond winning elections today. It is to protect this country. It is protect the secular fabric of this country. It is to protect and preserve this country as what it was meant to be. So, to protect that, we have to work together. We have to stand together in one voice. Every person, every individual who believes that this country has its unity, its soul in the diversity of this nation will have to fight against this fascism, this hegemony, and what they try to take away from us, this dictatorship, because they are trying to kill the great democracy of what India is. Thank you.